have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Well, hello there, everyone. My name is Slay the Dragon, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video slash Let's Play. I'm going to be playing through Morrowind Rebirth, which, if you don't know, Morrowind Rebirth is like a complete overhaul of the original Morrowind game, targeted at returning players and people who've played the base game before, right? Changes a few different things. It's a pretty large thing. I am playing with other mods, and we'll get to them as they come. I don't want to waste your time going through a full mod list. It'll be down in the description and stuff if you're interested. But we will be playing as Gwyn, formerly Sir Gwyn. And you're going to find out he is a Breton who was thrown into jail. And here he is. He's been basically given a second chance at life. And we're going to be exploring his story more as we go into this Let's Play. And of course the story in Morrowind more as well. So we start off in this boat and with our friend G up here, who you may know from Skyrim if you haven't played Morrowind, or if you have played Morrowind, you know him pretty well. So
we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get
and then
off.
this guy
Come
always
with me.
stands uncomfortably close, at least for the mod playlist I have playing through. And a couple of testing and stuff for audio and stuff that I've done going into it, he is always uncomfortably close. I don't remember him being like that. Mind you, it's been a little bit since I've played an OG one. So, look up the hatch, press E.
Get
Yep,
yourself up on deck
tutorials.
and
So first thing you're going to notice here is this big sail. This is actually a mod conflict with one of the official plugins.
This is where they want you.
And you'll notice this other guy too, besides your
finally
usual
arrived,
guard.
but our records don't show
It's
you
the
when.
Fire Moth plugin. I normally don't play with it because it has such issues, but I kind of wanted to give it a chance. And because we're using Open Morrowind, it's not so bad to take a mod out if it is having an issue, right? I mean, I've wire bashed and all that, so it should be fine. But alright, let's make our little guy. See what Gwyn would look like. This hair is kind of ridiculous, though. I mean, I'll be honest, all of the Breton faces I just never loved, even with some of the mod packs and stuff installed. They just look so cheesy. And do something longer hair. I feel like his hair would have grown out since being imprisoned. So Gwyn was a knight. I don't have the full backstory developed in my own head yet, but he was a knight of the Order of the Lion, or I guess like Wayrester, I suppose, somewhere over in High Rock. And he was thrown into prison for basically murder. He had a falling out, things got heated, and he ended up killing one of his fellow knights. Was stripped of his knighthood. And the whole shebang, right? And now he's been transferred to Morrowind as a prisoner. For some reason that he doesn't know. If you played Morrowind before, you know the whole story, but for those of you who are not, I don't want to spoil too much. I think that looks good enough. I mean, like, look at that. I don't think he could pull it off, I'm sorry. Not with these pixels. I'll do darker hair. Okay, cool. Some of this stuff has changed. So Bretons, because of the Morrowind Rebirth, some of the, well, all of the races, I suppose, have changed what they get. So Bretons get a shield 50 points for 60 seconds on self called Dragon Skin. That's once a day. A passive of just extra magicka, and then an innate resistance to magicka as well. So, and that'll come in handy.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
I mean, more magicka as a magicka class is probably more important. We'll talk later, dude. Chill for now. We got tutorial to get through. Okay.
Ah, yes. we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
So we will be making our own class. Just because there's a few things I want to play through on here, right? We're just going to call him Spell Knight. It's basically going to be like a spell sword. But just kind of changed up a little bit just for my own sake of wanting to play through that I haven't really done before. Focus on endurance and willpower. So these favorite attributes will give us +10 to each, and being specialized in magic gives us +5 for all of our skills. So +5 to all our skills, +10 for each of the attributes themselves. One of the things I really wanted to play through Morrowind again for was the spears. You don't get spears later on in the series without mods, of course. There's a wonderful spear mod in Skyrim now, but like, I mean, we've had, you know, 10+ years of modding and a huge modding scene, and Morrowind just never got the same love, I guess. It hasn't. There's still people who make mods for it, of course, but it just hasn't been. But spears from the original game is something I never used, so I wanted to play through this again. I wanted to play through with spears too. The other one, which is kind of a hot take, I guess, is medium armor. And vanilla medium armor was the worst of the armors, for the most part, at least. It was so bad they even added an official plugin to add a better armor to it later on with. But I want to check it out, especially with Morrowind Rebirth. Rebirth is new to me, so we'll see what they did to change things. The other thing I wanted to do was Conjuration. So this is kind of like a Breton-y thing, right? Just being able to summon our own spear and stuff later on, and then maybe some like Daedra or something seems pretty cool. And then a few other magic skills, I think. I was kind of like torn. I feel like Alteration is just so good in the game, right? I'm sure some of this stuff is changed because of Morrowind Rebirth, but going off of just what my vanilla knowledge. And then Restoration, being able to heal ourselves. I wanted to do Speechcraft, just because Speechcraft seems cool, and it's something that's like not that greatly used in some of the other games as well. Alchemy definitely has been toned down with the mods that we have, because if you played original, it's busted, right? Like you can just from the get-go become the strongest guy because Alchemy is broken. Mysticism lets us teleport around and do like some absorb spells and stuff like that. I wanted to do enchanting because I've never really done it before. I assume it's hopefully going to be fun. We'll see. And then a backup of Longblade. Yeah. And then class description. So Spell Knight, healing from the corpse of High Rock. Spell Knight uses spear, spell, and blade to defeat their foes and defend the weak. They follow a code of chivalry. I'll probably misspell something. Don't be too upset. You won't ever see this again after this. And uphold the will of the Nine Divines. Those that fall from grace must follow a long road of redemption to become worthy once again. And so this is kind of like our background. So we, like I said before, we're a knight before a spell knight, right? And that's our class. We've kind of fallen from grace. I'm not sure how the character will develop across the thing. There's stuff that I want to do as a player, right? But we're going to try and stick mainly to trying to play the character out. I mean, this looks good enough. Longblade as a backup. We might go into some other armors just because medium armor might end up sucking still. Who knows? I am playing with some mods that make things a little more difficult, so not going to be too upset if I do a little bit of metagamey stuff. The sign, I was kind of torn, right? Because this seemed really good, and the apprentice seemed really good. I think just having the extra willpower will help out a little bit, and then having the extra magicka. I don't foresee us casting too many like huge spells is gonna matter. Classically, like the Atronach was one of the best ones, and the Stunted Magicka was not hard to overcome, right? And you just got so much of it. So I think this time around, I'm going to go with the Apprentice. It kind of offsets our weakness to, or our buffs to protection from Magicka from being a Breton. And it's offset by this weakness, right? But it just gives us a hard, like, limit on our Magicka. So we'll go with this one and see how it goes.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
And some of this is going to change because of we have like a growth skill-based mod where we don't sleep and stuff. So these numbers will change, but this looks kind of alright, I guess. Conjuration 35, Alchemy, Long Blade of 15. We'll get those up later. Yeah, so Illusion, Destruction on Armor. We start with some spells. These are definitely different than the vanilla ones, right? Rebirth kind of changes all that up, so good enough, I guess. Gwyn's ready to go. Stats menu. I'm clicking.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Okay, yeah. Gwyn, Breton, Spell Knight. Take our papers. Inventory menu, blah, blah, blah. So this down here, you can see our stats have changed a little bit, right? And that is because of the growth mod, right? So now we have 33 strength. Our intelligence and willpower have changed a little bit, and these numbers are going to change as we go, based on how our skills change, right? So there's not going to be on level up putting points into stuff, and this was mainly because I wanted to try the mod out, and two, because we are playing with a little more difficult, and I didn't want to have to like min-max too much on trying to make sure we have the perfect health, the perfect Magicka, and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be fun not having to worry about putting, you know, the points to their maximum values and just worrying about the skills and letting our attributes kind of reflect from that. So I assume these will get better as we go, but I don't know, it's not too bad. So 58 willpower, intelligence. Yeah, so you see at the bottom, it's begun our growth and decay rates. Over here, there is the classic platter has been changed to redware platter, because there used to be a limeware platter there, but Rebirth changes that because everyone went. It was like, of course, 650 gold, and it was one of the best things. Like back in the day, I would come in here on my Morrowind starts. I would steal everything, right? Because this guard wasn't there. We actually have to hurry up and grab this, or else she'll just take it away just to get through the tutorials. Yeah. I kind of know how to play the game, but thanks for letting me know. So this is all changed too, right? Like tomorrow when Rebirth is added, like this cell back here, these random people being locked up, and there's like this door over here, it's just locked. I don't know what's in there. We probably won't come back to it.
Anytime now.
I don't see Gwyn being one to want to come and investigate on this. So, and then here we go. So this is the survival guide, right? Kind of written from the perspective, just telling us some things, right? So 3 years, that's the time I spent wandering throughout the island of Vardenfell. During my travels, I observed a lot of peculiar things, and I thought, why not share my experiences? Down below, I've listed some of my observations. Good luck, stranger. So, Grand Soul Gems are truly difficult to come by. Make sure you use them wisely, so that'll affect our enchanting thing. Enchanting items with a constant effect enchantments require souls from powerful, unique enemies. That, I assume, was made because enchanting could be really easily broken as well. I think they changed the way where you couldn't do enchant fortify skill to, so you couldn't just do your enchanting alchemy glitching stuff. So mining ore and gathering muck require specific tools. In this case, a miner's picking a muck shovel. I don't know if we'll be doing that much, just because ore is heavy as it is. I mean, maybe if we find an ebony mine or something, we can sell some stuff off, but who knows. City gates and shops close at night. Inns, guild halls, and other places of interest are always open for business. It's good. Summoned creatures do not contain the same amount of soul essence as their natural counterparts. Of course, in the vanilla game, you could just summon a golden saint for 2 seconds, kill it, capture it, and then just infinite money, I guess. So that was probably smart. Merchants have a very limited selection of rare ingredients. That's pretty cool. Makes you have to force to use them. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll end up hating it. Who knows? But I'm interested to see how the enchanting and alchemy has been changed. So Due to the Imperial bureaucrats here in Vardenfell, it's illegal for Outlanders to own more than one property. This can be circumvented if you raise through the ranks of the various guilds located on the islands. I guess there was property buying added. We'll see how it goes, right? I'm new to this too, so. If you are a value member of the Mages Guild, you can use special magic platforms inside guild halls to travel between guilds. That makes sense. That was a vanilla thing. Being able to haggle is a valuable skill. So trying to make the mercantile and speechcraft better, I suppose. Because in all the games, they've never been properly implemented well, in my opinion. But taunting or any other way of annoying people will quickly end a conversation. Yeah, that makes sense. Getting a high bounty will draw the attention of bounty hunters. That's cool. I don't think we really plan on getting too high of a bounty. Gwyn has been imprisoned for a long time now. So, oh yeah, so this is added. And I think he's wanting to improve himself, right? Use this opportunity to kind of get back to the knight that he once was. So here's a list of other people that arrived. I assume was added, right? I don't know if this will come up, but you see Gia, he was there. And then here's us. Gwyn, Breton, unknown. I'm just going to leave that there. Finish up with this tutorial stuff. Get a magic ring. Give us a chance to look through our magic. Put it away. So here's our power dragon skin. We started off with command creature weak. I've never used this in the vanilla game. I don't know if being able to command a level 5 creature for 15 seconds is going to be all that great, other than to raise our conjuration maybe. Reflect 10% for 15 seconds on self. Once again, it just seems too weak in my opinion to bother with. Like 10% of the time something is reflected for 15 seconds. That's kind of meh. Restore health, of course, is going to be really helpful. Shield 10 points, 15 seconds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but like the armor in the game, you'll see, has very low values at first. So 10 points might actually not be too bad. Summon skeleton minion seems decent. Absorb fatigue. That seems okay. The fatigue system's a little different, I think, but basically the same. I didn't want to change anything related to the way the fatigue works from the vanilla game too much. I feel like it's a real big balancing issue if you can just always have your fatigue up, right? So there's like magicka regeneration mods, fatigue regeneration mods, and I think that the game was balanced around the idea that these numbers couldn't be added to without like taking a potion or something, right? And restored during combat encounters. So we'll see how it goes. Then we got water walking, which is from the get-go is going to be super useful, I assume. And engraved ring of healing. So doesn't seem too bad. We'll get through this. So proceed to talk to the captain. Don't try persuasion on him. Yeah. Good Celis Gravius. Okay. First, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. Word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I'm Celis Gravius. My background is not important. I'm here to welcome you to Morrowind. Well, I'm going to ask you why. He's not in religion sick. So, Morrowind. Yes, you're in Morrowind. I don't know why you're here, or why you were released from prison and shipped here, but your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septim VII himself. I don't need to know any more than that. When you leave this office, you are a free man. Before I go, I have instructions on your duties. Instructions from the Emperor, so pay attention. Our duties. So this package came with news of your arrival. You are to take it to Caius Casodes in the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Casodes. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you and a dispersal to your name. So we got directions to Caius Casodes package, and we got 87 whole gold. Heck yeah. What's this Balmora? It's north of Sadanin, which is the town we just arrived at. The road passes Pelagiad Village and Fort Pelagiad, crosses a deep ravine, passes Fort Moonmoth, and then turns west across the Odai River and into Balmora. South Wall Corner Club is southwest. Blah, blah. So these are just directions. Yeah. More detailed directions talk to on the scout at Arrow's Trade House. New here, take the Silt Strider. Fast sheep safe across the bridge at East Can't miss it. The original Morrowind, like, there was no compass marker, right? And I don't have one installed either, but the directions and stuff were always so terrible sometimes. Atreides and Knight, Ebernhar, the Silt Striders. If you remember, if you played Skyrim, the Dragonborn DLC has a little bit of the Silt Strider stuff going on. It's one of the very many ways to fast travel in the game. Uriel Septim, my personally authorized release from prison. It's all very mysterious, but that's the way the Empire works. Silence, secrecy, let not the left hand know what the right hand is doing. I definitely think Gwyn is going to be someone to take this more seriously, right? Especially because this kind of came out of nowhere. He expected to be in life in prison forever, so especially if the Emperor himself, I feel like someone who's very dutiful. So blah, 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 just more of the same. The Empire, yeah.
Let's hear it.
Cool. And we are off, guys. We are off. So you have this journal. So first things first. The first person we ever see, Bargoth. Are you the one that dropped off the boat? Odyssey boat arrived at the time of day. Hope the Imperials treated you okay. I swear they took my ring. I swear one of the guards has it. I had it last week before the weekly Let's Shake Down Fargoth ritual. An engraved healing ring, family heirloom of mine. You haven't seen it, have you? Yeah, I have. Here, you can have it back. You found it amazing. Thank you, thank you. You're now my favorite friend. I'll be sure to tell the others, especially my friend Ariel, who runs the trade house here. Go see him. He'll be happy to see you now. Heck yeah. No. He's a commoner. Heck, just whatever needs doing, cooking, cleaning, building, baking, making, breaking. By your accents, I can tell you are an outlander. Local lore. That's not actually. Latest rumors. Local tax collector, Processus Vitellius, is missing. No surprise, really. He wasn't well liked before. Poor guy. Some neglected ancestral tombs around here. Locals don't like it, but you can find some nice bits. Skill sets. Spirit guardians are dangerous. Daedra, you know what they are, right? Well, Daedric shrines are where Daedra cult worship Daedra. Bad people summon bad Daedra. Stay away from them. Why? Because Daedra are nasty, and the folks who worship them are even nastier. Cool. Oh, glad we could return your ring. Bargoth is one of the first people most players will encounter, because he's standing right there, right? And you just are more inclined to click on people. Scenic site unique, gateway to Morrowind. Are you looking for someone in particular? Do you want a little advice? You're a bitter green outlander. Might as well wear a sign new in town. Word of advice: buy a little goodwill, lose a few drakes, gain a friend. Folks will loosen up if you spread the Emperor's gold around. So, excuse me, just gotta drink out some tea there. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be spending a little time here. As you can tell, there's not a lot of voice acting in Morrowind. It's going to be a lot of me reading what people are saying and stuff. So, and that's just the way the game is. I feel like it really gets you more into a game having to read it, and you know, not just being able to click through things. I mean, you can click through all these at once, I guess, but. This is Ariel. Welcome to Ariel's Trade House. I barter for goods or coin. I have a small selection of spells for sale. No credit. You want a little advice? That's free. That's all that's free. Like to hear about popular potions or most popular scrolls? Sure. Common disease, blight disease potions, restore health, restore fatigue, basic game things. Popular scrolls. I definitely want to get some of these. These scrolls are going to be more expensive than what we can afford, though. I mean, most of it is, right? Buy a weapon as much armor as you can wear. Buy a spell or two. Practice your skills. Don't practice on citizens. This is the game telling you, like, hey, this is a more difficult experience, and there's gonna be times where you're just gonna have to like practice your skills, right, to level up a little bit. So I'm interested to see what he has, actually, because I think it changes a little bit. We definitely want like a spear, right? That's one of our main things. I'm hoping he has one of those. Iron short sword, iron spear. See that? 19 gold. That's not too bad. I don't know if there's something better than that. Okay, so this is chitin armor. Normally this armor is like really good. It looks like Morrowind Rebirth actually increased the value of it. It's really a really stronger light armor, and he almost always has it, I'd say. Iron. We need medium armor. Okay, so Nordic ring mail. That's medium armor. It's also worth 80 gold itself, and I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to barter them down too much. And then there's some steel stuff, robes and things. But we also got these little pips that have symbols on them, and if I understood them, it might help me not have to go through each one. But hey, here we are. Fortify luck, that seems useless. Intelligence. Yeah. And these are also cheaper than I expected, I guess. I feel like the Fortify Strength ones might be the best. I don't think we have a lot of money to be spending as it is. And they have some more scrolls. I definitely want to get some of these, but they're like 75 gold, right, for one of them. Which, with our mercantile skill, it's probably way... Yeah, it's like 175 gold, 250 gold. These will definitely be something. We don't have lockpicking, so anything that we come across, we'll probably want to get locks at some point. And then some alchemy ingredients. I'd rather gather them myself at the beginning. I don't know. Just don't have a lot of money. So maybe just the ring mail. 98. 93. I think we can talk him down 6 gold. He didn't like it. Okay. Do we have anything else? Okay. Oh, that got offers refused. 65 gold. Offers refused. What about 70 gold? He took 70 gold. Okay. Now we have a spear. And we have a ring mail. Yeah, so see how I mean, like the shield? That armor rating of 6, and I assume if we had 6s on every body part, that it would be 6. So like shield 10 points isn't bad, right? At least in theory it isn't. There's like an upstairs up here too. Oh, this is new. Added like a glass thing. So the problem is, it's like at night these guys don't go away, so we couldn't like sneak in here and steal anything, even if we were playing a thief character. Priscar sends alone.
By the gods, you tourists are a nuisance.
Here as at the general sessions of the peace, help for the district of Houselou, the town of Balmora, blah blah. Is this like his thing? He just has to post up saying that said, a real shall not suffer any stranger or unknown traveler to lodge to stay about his house above 1 day and 1 night without making the same known forthwith to the next Balaam. This is a little thing. I don't know. Read all this. That's cool. That's neat. Alright, alone. They say you know about places. Yeah, it's a newly chartered imperial village on the road north from Vivek to Balmora, one of the western edge of the Acadian Isle region. Also, I'm probably butchering all of these words, and that's just the way it is. I'm sorry. The village is right outside the Imperial Legion garrison, Fort Plague God. The houses and shops are built in the Western Imperial style. Cool. Balmora. Oh, she gave us. Okay. Balmora is a district seat of House Lalu and the largest settlement on Vardenfell after Vivek City. Good roads lead north from here to Balmora, passing through Fort Pelagiad and Pelagiad Village. From Balmora, roads lead north to Alderun, through the town of Caldera. Maybe I'd better write down the directions. It's a long walk and a little confusing. Yeah, so they just gave directions for everything, right? And then had a bunch of NPCs, like, which is kind of neat, I guess. Really doing this just to get them on the map, because I think she'll mark them on our map too. So, Caldera is a recently chartered Imperial Town and Mining Corporation north of Balmora on the road to Alderun. The Caldera Mining Company has been granted an Imperial monopoly to remove raw ebony from the rich deposits here. There's a new town, recently built in the Western Imperial style, and most of the citizens are Outlanders and new colonists. Cool. Oh yeah, Ebonheart. Ebonheart is south on the road from Pelagiad, built on the western shore of the water-founded city of Vivek. Ebonheart is the seat of the Imperial government for Vardenfell district and a busy center of maritime trade. Castle Ebonheart is the home of Duke Vadem Dren, the district's ruler and the Emperor's representative. Also located at Castle Ebonheart are the Vardenfell District Council members. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. And then Vivek. I think that should get them all marked on our map at least. It's to the south on the road from Pelagiad. Vivek is the largest settlement in Vardenfell, one of the largest cities in the east, built on Norvain Bay, completely surrounded by water. The city itself is a group of giant town-sized buildings called cantons. The High Fane and the Palace of Vivek are visited by hundreds of tourists and pilgrims daily. Outlanders mostly confine themselves to the foreign canton, while natives live, work, and shop in the great house compounds and residential cantons. So there's I want to say that Vivek was one of the largest cities in games for a very long time, until like just recently or something. So we'll definitely be visiting there. I imagine, so there's a bunch of factions we can end up joining. I kind of want to do the Imperial Cult, the Nine Divines thing, because I feel like that would just fit up with the knight that was Gwyn, right? And I assume Ebonheart will have something to do with that. I don't remember, it's been a little bit since I played, but I don't know what all they've changed. I don't know that. Any advice? Natives are not very friendly. They still resent the Empire and they look down on other races. Sick. They don't like Outlander Dunmer very much either. If you aren't Dunmer native born, you're an Outlander just like the rest of us. Great place, Morrowind. How do you recognize District Shrine? Well, they've got long, funny names like Ashurnibib or Zaintirarius. Some are well-known sites like El Sotha and Balfell. The stone architecture is unmistakable. Big, dark, gray-green stone ruins. Funny angles, funny markings, and patterns on the stone. Weird, oval, crooked doors, and inside all funny angles. Yeah. Probably will not be venturing into anything like that anytime soon. We are lowly level 1. Some of the other guys here too. You got latest rumors. Some fool lost Mentor's ring in a tomb along the Bitter Coast, or so they say. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, a little thing pointing us to something. Your first visit to Morrowind. Learn the law. Get a copy of the law and custom in Morrowind. Slavery is legal here. Foul murder is illegal, but if he strikes the first blow, you're in the clear. A verbal attack is illegal, just like an unprovoked physical attack. Folks are touchy about personal honor. Watch your tongue, or you'll get called out to a duel. Dang. I have a feeling that Gwyn's used to that idea, a little bit at least. I don't know much about this game's lore, but I have an idea of some of the stuff, right? I played most of the games, and I feel like High Rock is very inspired by the English-French courts, right? And I feel like that they're very like honor-driven in this game as well. So, okay, so we have like no money left. We have 17 whole gold. Armor is 2. And we get into combat. I guess we would just cast shield and restore spells.
Make it quick, Outlander.
We'll probably just go adventure around here for a little bit. I think Gwyn wants to get his bearings. Let's see, did they mark that stuff on my map? Looks like they marked most of it. Right. There's Vivek. Oh, and the map. As you can see, I'm not playing with Tamriel Rebuilt or whatever. Morrowind Rebirth just doesn't vibe well with it. Morrowind Rebirth doesn't vibe well with any mod, as you can tell from the very beginning of our video, right? It's just one of those things. It touches so many things, and Morrowind modding doesn't have like a Test 5 edit or anything like that that makes it easy to fix conflicts. Wire bash is pretty much all you got. And then going into the console yourself, not the console, but the creation kit yourself and fixing things, I guess, which is very hard to do for the layman, right? And I am definitely layman. So I am just playing with just Morrowind Rebirth. I played with about maybe 2 years ago or so, did play through Morrowind with Tamriel Rebel, and it was cool. I like where they're going. It's definitely not finished, and some of it is just a little too much. There's so much in the base game as it is, especially because like so I'm playing through something that rebalanced Solstheim and then Mournhold to be as if they were shipped with the main game, and then rebalanced the main storyline to be like the thing that you're supposed to do, right? So in vanilla, people were getting to the base game in boss at like very high level, and I think they were expecting them to be like level 20 or something, right? So you're very overpowered, and they kind of rebounded and made Solstheim and the Tribunal quest lines like you had to be like level 70 or something, so they were very difficult. And I'm kind of playing like a flip-flop of that, so the 2 original expansion plugins have been rebalanced to allow where like you can go there at like level 30 or whatever. And in contrast, the ending boss of the game, which we'll get to, right? No spoilers, but it's gonna be a lot harder than what it was in vanilla. So looking forward to seeing the changes, and hopefully it'll be fun. So who knows? I mean, the gameplay itself, as far as Morrowind combat goes, isn't very riveting. It's boom. Also, you can tell the animation did not work with this skin, but whatever. Okay. You kind of just click a button, right, and kind of go from there. Let's do some saves. Might be smart. Gotta remember to save often. Autosaves in this game just aren't really a thing at all. I think a couple of these are added. Oh, that's Fargos out here. This tower's kind of new. We'll probably just walk to Balmora. One, because I know the way. Two, because I feel like Gwyn would kind of want to just get a lay of the land as he's going forward. And he probably feels like he can defend himself. I mean, after being in prison for so long, some of his skills and stuff will be worse. So, but who knows? Some tower. Carries off limits till further notice. Entering without authorization is considered a crime and would be punished according to imperial law. I can't go in. Cool tower though. Wonder if that's related to a quest for something else that was added by Rebirth. Look around some. I think there's a quest line that we can do in the trade house too. Oh, also for the leveling up and stuff, we have this thing. As my skills grow, this will progress further, right? And then it'll show still over here. It won't do like the 0 out of 10, I don't think. These will show progress as we do them. And then this level will change, of course, automatically as we move along. So, if you're unfamiliar with Morrowind mechanics, in the bottom left, you can see my fatigue bar getting drained slowly. That's part of the vanilla game, right? That's part of the experience. A lot of people hate it, but it's not so bad because, like, look, I can just rest. I press T, I press 1, and it's back up. Oh, here's another thing. During your sleep, thanks to the knowledge you collected about you and the world, you had an idea trying to focus your attention through meditation to channel and harness the magical energies of your surroundings. So, that was one of the mods we installed, which adds... Where's the... So many windows. Here we go. This little thing called Focus. It's a once a day thing. So long as your willpower is like above 50, you can get access to it on your first rest or whatever. You cast it. So long as you stand still, it'll refill your magica bar, right? I didn't want to take Atronach for this reason because I wanted to use this mod and I felt like it would be a little bit cheating. But at the same time, I don't think this is breaking too much of stuff and not like too cheaty, because you could just do the same thing with like a potion or what have you. So I thought this would help out a little bit. It's once a day. So, like, you can use it one time per dungeon. I think as your willpower gets up, it goes higher. But I don't know for sure. We're going to see how it goes. It's good. Okay. So that's what that was. And it was just giving me this power. I'm definitely interested to see how it affects things. Make going through some of the dungeons a little easier. Gather some... So I do have alchemy. That's a lot of walking. And it's been a while since I've done alchemy in any of the Elder Scrolls games. I recently was doing a Skyrim heavily modded playlist, right? And it had all these alchemy mods, never touched it. And I think it's just one of those things that I just don't want to go around doing what I'm doing right now, but in Skyrim, Morrowind's a little more laid back. As you can tell, these are literally just containers we have to loot too. I think there's like a mod that will auto loot for you, but I think it requires script extender, and because we're on open Morrowind, they don't have a script extender per se just yet. So it's Netches. I don't remember Netches being that close. I doubt we could take them on. I think there's a mud crab. Hey there, little guy. I'll just rest for an hour. You could also just stand here and let it go back up itself, but I'm a little impatient. The body over there. I think that's from the guy they were talking about. Oh wow, we did it. Heck yeah. Not so bad. Yeah, I don't know why, but I remember playing this like as a child, right? And did a lot of alchemy, but in the later games, I just don't use alchemy a lot. So I was like, oh, it'll be fun. 200 gold. Oh no. Oh yeah, this is the tax guy for sure. Damn. That sucks. What's this say? Tax records. Oh, real paid a lot in taxes. That seems very high. Wonder how the 87 drakes. That's how much we started with. Wonder if we stole someone's thing. So this guy was definitely murdered. Alright, tax collectors just don't die like this. There's only 4 people that haven't been... Oh, 5 people? Yeah, out of fire. What if it was Fargoth? What if our dude killed a man so he didn't have to pay taxes? Damn, Fargoth, I didn't know you had it in you. I think that updated our journal. Yeah, I found a corpse while traveling near Satanine. Seems to be the corpse of one Processus Vitellius. Based on some items found on his body, he is carrying a parchment with what looks like tax records. He also had 200 gold on his body, probably taxes he'd collected. Were we playing a less honorable character, we would probably just pocket that gold and be on our way, right? Just walk over to our reel, buy some of the stuff that we wanted. Oh, drain Astray personality. That seems terrible. And then move on, right? This is new too. But, like I said, I think that Gwyn is looking to, you know, redeem himself in a way. And try to be more morally upstanding, right? Do the honorable thing. At least in his eyes. I definitely think that Morrowind's line of quest and stuff will challenge that. So I think it's a little more fun to play someone like that, I guess, than trying to go through and be like, oh, I'm goody two shoes, you know? Because I definitely think there will be times where Gwyn's like, I'm not a knight anymore, you know? And so, like, I can get away with this, or maybe the opposite. In fact, maybe he'll just be like, I want to be a knight again. I'm interested to see how he goes. So. I don't really do heavy RP stuff like that very often. I was really inspired more by other YouTube content creators and stuff who did. Burglar's Bane. I can hear the... We're in combat. I bet it's Slaughterfish. Well, we're not getting attacked by anything, so... yeah, I was kind of inspired to do this. One, I wanted to play through Morrowind again, right? But two, I've been watching playthroughs of it by some other people on YouTube. And they were doing ones that were kind of more character-driven. I was like, well, that's cool. Normally, I'm just like, hey, I'm the player, I'm going to do what I want. At least in video games, right? I play other things that... you know, do character-driven stuff. But a lot of my decisions on what I do in a game is based off what I, as a person, want to do, right? Not what I think the character would do. So I'm going to try and change up a little bit since I am playing through this. We just walk over to there. There's, like, ghosts and stuff. What would Gwyn even know? Gwyn's pretty adventurous, though, so... oh, yeah. I should probably wait to cast this. I have a 71% chance. Rest for an hour. Be doing a lot of that. One, because it's easier to do that than it is for me to just sit there and wait and talk at the mic, right? While we wait for our little green bar to fill back up again. How much magicka do we actually even have? 150. That's not too bad. I was really tempted to do the Atronach, honestly. Just because it's so broken. Like, when you're playing through this for the first time, I think most people chose, like, the Lady or the Atronach. I think the Lady gave you, like... 25 points to one stat, 25 points to the other, and it was like, one of them was like endurance, which in the base game endurance is king because you need health to live, right? So you like always try to max endurance. And then personality wasn't bad. There were a few others, right? But so most of them sucked. So but with the mod that we downloaded that regenerates our magicka for us, I thought it would be a little more cheaty than what this already is. I'm hoping this will be a little more helpful than it is cheaty. So, I don't know. We'll see. I definitely want to be challenged. I don't want to be too challenged. And I thought this would help out a little bit. If it ends up being too broken or something, I just won't use it, right? Make it a little bit more fun for me. Oh, there it is. There they be. Saint Giab, where are you? He hasn't driven out all the cliff racers from Morrowind yet. So this is the infamous cliff racer. Maybe he'll just fly away. Maybe we won't have to fight him. If we can get through this whole Let's Play without fighting a cliff racer, I think the entire world will rejoice. At least my little part of it. Gather more of these mushrooms. There's one over there too. So, I know that there are ghosts and stuff in these ancestral tombs. Right. But I don't know if Gwyn would think about that. Especially not after the people at the Longhouse. That's not a Longhouse. At the Trade House. Longhouse is like a Skyrim thing. We're talking about them. Right. In theory, since he's like a knight, he'd probably be super respectful of the dead. But like, if that were the case, I wouldn't go through it. It's frozen. Oh, he unfroze. I wouldn't be going through anything, right? Like if I was like, I wouldn't be looting bodies, you know, so I wouldn't get any new loot or anything. Like there's just some suspension of disbelief we have to do. So I doubt that he'd be one to want to go through a little dungeon, but especially one that's like supposed to be a burial ground. But sadly, it's a video game, not IRL. So I'm gonna go through it. He didn't have anything. I've heard that if you dispose some of the corpses that it helps your save bloat later on, but I don't know if open Morrowind, if that's even an issue. Could be wrong. Wait here another hour. Oh, I should save. I gotta, oh, there's some autosave. I gotta get used to doing that, to saving. I'm so used to autosaves from modern games and stuff. You can already hear the ghosts. I have an iron spear. This might be a bad idea. I wonder. We might have to run away from this. Does my skeleton... Is he able to harm a ghost? He was spawned in with nothing. Alright. Get to swinging, boy. Oh, there's more. There's no way that... There's no way he's gonna be able to take them on. He doesn't even have a weapon. Oh god. Yo, does it spawn him without a weapon? Is he a monk? He punched him. Hand to hand in this game is garbage too. So when I was going through, we're gonna have to run from this. There's no way he's gonna do anything. When I was going through building these, hey, where's your weapon, boy? You're just not even skin, but just bones. He didn't have anything. Normally they give them like a sword or something. I wonder if that's like supposed to happen or if that's just an eerie sign of mods just not wanting to work correctly. If all of the summons end up being like that, where they just don't spawn with weapons, I'll probably just have to take a look at some of the summoning stuff that we have installed. I don't have anything that changes anything though. It might just be like a loot list issue. Because even though mods say they don't have conflicts with another, and sometimes they just do. I don't know. We'll cross that road. You see how I couldn't hit him at all? Right. It was because my fatigue was so low from running away. Yeah, so because like several of the things will end up summoning, like Tremora and whatnot, they are supposed to be spawning with weapons, so that they can fight, and they're not just useless. Looks like our boy here just... Oh no, this one's spawning with a sword. We just got unlucky. We just got really unlucky. Okay, that makes me feel better about the spawn list. I guess he just... Why couldn't you use that sword before? I was trying to test if you worked. That did not last long at all. 15 seconds is not a long time. That felt super short. Okay. We need to get stuff to do alchemy with, too. There's no way I'm going into that one. We just aren't ready for these tombs. I think Gwyn's learned his lesson. I've learned my lesson. I did not expect 3 ghosts to be there from the beginning. And ghosts are, like, super weak in, like, the mid to late game. But in the early game, you don't even have weapons that can damage them, right? So, like, this iron spear just doesn't do anything. Which I like. I think that's cool, right? They got away from it, like, later on in Skyrim and stuff. And it was kind of in Oblivion. In Oblivion, you usually leveled past it so quickly that it didn't matter. But, like, in Morrowind here, like, I could be without a weapon that could damage a ghost for at least a little bit, right? Of real time, if not, like, in-game time. You need, like, silver, magic weapons, what have you, right? If I had destruction magic or something, I could do it, but I don't even think I have. I can absorb fatigue, so that's useless. That's gotta be useless. Because why would I spend my time and wasting my magicka on that when I could be spending it to, 1, summon something that can deal damage, 2, put a shield on myself, or if I had destruction, literally just dealing damage. That's kind of useless. I mean, I could do it from, to make life harder on me, but as a meta game, it's not great. Some of those are like that. So, like, there's, like, a drain fatigue and damage fatigue in the game, and the drain fatigue spell will, like, lower your total fatigue number, but the damage one takes your fatigue away. So, like, is it not better to just damage it and take it away completely than to just lower the max value? I don't know. We'll see as we go. Ah, another poor little guy. Yeah, as a soldier and petty. Empty. 22 more gold. Man, we are rolling in it. Off to a great start. Looks like the sun's setting a little bit. Morrowind Rebirth does make it look a little bit better. Especially open Morrowind and stuff too. Right. I don't have too many graphic stuff installed. I didn't want to install too many mods at all. Right. Morrowind modding is just so finicky. Most of the modding tools are out of date, right? I mean, when the game's just not played by more than a handful of people anymore, it's just, like, you look at Skyrim, and there are more mods that come out in a single day for Skyrim that could come out in a month for Morrowind, right? And, I mean, the game's 20 years old, so you can't ask for too much. But, like, when our modding tools just aren't up to par anymore with what the standard of a modern Bethesda modding scene is, like, it just feels bad, right? Because if we had, like, Xedit for the game that worked correctly, you know, these flowers, a way to see conflicts, resolve them, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way that Morrowind was built too. I think it was based off of, like, strings instead of, like, numerical data or something. I don't know the full ins and out of it. I'm not smart enough to know. But it would make things a lot easier on modders and people modding the game if we just had better tools, right? But a lot of that's just the community not being there. And some people just are fine playing vanilla, which is fine. We have, like, no fatigue left. Alright, we should go tell someone. We can talk to this guard, actually. Hey, there's been a murderer. I like how the guard doesn't tell. Found his body. Well, it's up to you to do what you want to do with that information. I suppose that Socius Regala and the Census and Excise Office would be the one to tell if that's your inclination. He doesn't care. He's just like, hey, good job. Yeah. First it seemed this fuss about the Nevarine. Nevarine? Prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dumber have been waiting for Lord Nerevar to come back for centuries. The Incarnate. Every few years an Ashlander appears. The tribes call him the Incarnate, then the temple goes out and hunts him down and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry so much? Why do they? If you kill yourself trying to complete a job that's too difficult for you, it's nobody's fault but your own. That's good advice for anyone, I suppose. Anyone out there. Don't work too hard, folks. Don't work too hard. I guess we'll go let this guy know. So the other thing, right? They don't. What, Fargo? They don't have schedules in this game like they do, like in Oblivion, right? In Skyrim, and then even in Skyrim, like most of the NPCs, like lost the heavy scheduled stuff that they had going for them in like Oblivion, right? Oblivion, it felt like they were like heavily scheduled. In Skyrim, they can, most of the NPCs can kind of meander for a bit. You know, they're not necessarily where you'd think they'd be. In Oblivion, the AI was so hard coded, I feel like, that it had like at 8:30, if this NPC was supposed to be in bed sleeping, they probably were, right? Unless something happened. In this game, these guys will stand here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bro. Murderer Processus Vitellius. Murdered? What a waste. Processus was a good man. I'd been wondering why we hadn't heard from him in a few days. Still, these are dangerous times we live in, and these sorts of things will happen. Did you happen to find the tax money you collected? I hate to be so callous, but I do have a job to do. Yeah, man, here. You did? How odd that he was murdered but not robbed. Yeah. Your honesty is appreciated. I can tell you that. I won't forget this, Gwyn. In fact, if you're looking for some money for yourself, I'd like to see the murderer of Processus punished. Killing an emperor's tax collector is punishable by death. Find his murderer, bring him to justice, and the census and excise office will pay you 500 septims. Alright, see, this is what being good gets you. You get 300 extra septims. We could have just walked away with that, but now we get to find and bring this guy to justice. Okay, so, well, now we gotta go talk to people and be like, hey, did you want to kill this man? What about you? Do you know someone that wants to kill this man?
Nice, but the brown ones seem to last longer.
Okay. I definitely feel like Gwyn is kind of like used to this sort of thing, like settling disputes, figuring out things for his lord or whatever. Like I said, I don't know what all is going on with the lore of the Bretons and like what High Rock and stuff is like, but I can't imagine it has veered too far off from its inspiration, I suppose. Although they are supposed to be like magic people, so Luteus. Gwyn, you need to say to Neen, and you'd like some help finding your way around. Very sensible. Go ahead, ask away. Looking for services, some specific place, someone in particular. Just need a little advice, whatever it is. I'm happy to help. He has a travel thing. Why does he have a travel thing? Not a Silt Strider. Imperial. Oh, that's just good. He's an Imperial travel agent. He can take you to various destinations for a small fee. That's interesting. But why is he here? We can take maybe just a walk, fast travel slash walk to Pelagiad. Because you can take the Silt Strider Balmora. I wonder if he's cheaper. But if he's cheaper, why bother putting Balmora there? And if he's about walking some of the smaller things, why wouldn't he have like Law Ode or something? We'll ask him about the murder. Someone finally got him, huh? Well, it's no surprise, I suppose. No one likes a tax collector. Poor guy. I mean, fair. Especially one who flaunts his wealth while taking our hard-earned cash. Only one who could stomach him at all was that Thavir over in the lighthouse. The two of them spent some time together. Shame, really. She seemed like a nice woman. We're gonna go talk to Thavir.
Yes.
I better save. I like to do... I don't do a new save every time. I'll do like, I don't know, 5 to 7 saves and then just rewrite over them as I go. For Skyrim and stuff, I just do like a new save each time. My save file ends up being like 10 gigs, but then I just go through and delete them. Kind of pretty. Gotta make out something over there. I mean, like binoculars. Is that like a fort? Is that Pelagia? What are we looking toward? Oh no, it's right up there. It has to be this something on this island. That's not definitely not Ebonheart. I feel like that's too far away to be Ebonheart. I don't know. Definitely not the vanilla engine, that's for sure. Hey there,
My time
Thavier.
is precious, so make it quick.
Oh, I got some bad news for your precious time. Hello, Gwyn. I'm Thavier Vedrano. This is Satanine, swamp fever capital of the world. As you're wondering what's going on here, I can tell you where the services are. There aren't many, and I can tell you the latest rumors unless you've already heard them. Well, look, I got some bad news for you. Processus murdered? No, tell me it's not so. He was the gentlest man I've ever met. He and I became so close in the past few months. I don't know what I would do without him. I've only seen him get angry once or twice and never raised a hand to anyone. This is so sad. Seen him get angry? Well, not even angry, I suppose. I saw him arguing once with foreign Gilnith. Yeah, that's a name. About his taxes. He thought Processus had been levying too much and skimming off the top for himself. Ridiculous. Processus wouldn't have done such a thing, I'm sure of it. Please find out what happened, friend, and if you find out what became Processus's ring, it would ease my heart. Journal's been updated. Okay, so he wasn't robbed, so it's probably someone he knew that killed him that didn't like him. But if someone killed him over money, wouldn't they take the money? Or wouldn't they take the money to make it look like he was at least robbed out in the swamp? I don't know. The mind of a murderer. What about this ring? Gave him the ring many months ago. It was dear to him. I would like it to remember him by. So they took the ring, though, if he had it on them at all. I believe he's gone. We won't waste our time asking her things because she probably wants to grieve, which is fair. Her friend died. Someone she was very close to. Alright, so this guy's name is Foreign Gilnith. His name's not Blue, so I don't think we can ask about him either. Go around looking for Foreign Gilnith. Oh yeah, so from the beginning, there's the boat that we came in on. It was just over top the player boat, and it's because of Fort Firemoth plugin being so bad. I even have a patch that's supposed to make it mesh better with Morrowind Rebirth, and it just, that portion of it didn't work, at least. Like I said, if it ends up being a problem, we just won't play through that portion of the game. I've just never gotten to because of the issues associated with it. All these doors are actually locked. Athletics increased to 7. Was that our first skill? No, it had to increase before because it had to have started. Must have been our second skill increase then. The rest of these. So we do have a thing installed that changes the way Magicka skills increase too. Basically, the more Magicka spell costs, the more it gives us towards our progress. So it looks like that poor little summon skeleton spell got us like 3. So yeah, I mean it only costs 6 though. So like half? Half? Does that seem okay? That seems about right. That seems fine. Look at that sun.
What was that?
Is this new? Fine Mouth Shack. Nope. No thank you. Irene Lenham? Hey, come here. Can I ask you? No.
Go ahead.
I don't. Imperial Barracks and Coast Guard Station. This is new. What's in here? Nebbia Angius? Angius? Welcome to Scenic Satanine, Gateway to Morrowind. Are you looking for someone in particular? I mean, I am, but I don't think that's going to come up here.
Let's hear it.
I don't have anything to say. Is this? That's new armor. That's so cool. I have this mod that puts their stuff on their back too. Like you can see our spear. It is kind of slung on our back. That was a neat little adventure there. Like there's more boats. Laurel Dram Shack. Cassius. La Ode. We have so little money. Oh my god. 39 gold to our name. It's fine. I feel like Gwyn was used to a lifestyle that was quite well off, right? Because he was a knight. Part of the Imperial Coast Guard. You stated in as part of our base of operations for smuggling and piracy on the inner sea. Yeah, that was definitely added. Is this an outhouse? Oh, it is. Damn. I think the first thing I did was just go and look. Goodness. Old Drill Shack. What's the name of this guy we're looking for again? Foreign Gilneth. Oh. Oh, that's Fine Mouth. This is new too. Hey, there's that tomb. Who are you? Laurel. Oh, that's Laurel Trap.
So make it quick.
Can I ask you about Foreign Gilneth? Heard that Gorvis Fools was arrested the other day. He's our local mage. As for what he did, the Imperials are all very tight-lipped about the situation. Gorvis Fools. Hey, that's the guy that does that thing. The Red Lantern. That's got to be like a bar or something. Also, this is kind of what Morrowind is sometimes. You just kind of walk around trying to find something that you're not sure where it's at. And you just kind of hope for the best. You can't really...
My time is precious, so make
see?
it quick.
Hey, that wasn't that bad. I wonder if we should wait an hour. Oh man, it got dark. Let me know if it does get too dark. I'll bring up the brightness and stuff. I didn't install a darkness mod, so whatever it is like baseline the OpenMW stuff, right? And I know that sometimes it's hard to see on YouTube and certain monitors and stuff. I don't mind playing a little bright, like a little brighter. I don't think it adds much to the game to bring up the brightness. So.
Speak,
all right, Foreign Gilneth, you murder this man. That fetcher, you're damn right I did, man, and a good thing too. With skimming a load of money from all of us honest people, overcharging us on our taxes, and keeping the difference for himself. He was always flaunting his money around, showing off his new clothes and jewels, so I killed the bastard and left his body out there to rot, with all his ill-begotten gold still on him. Leave what you say. Sorry, that's no excuse for murder, and your punishment has been decided. You're one of them, huh? Come to kill me? Well, give it your best shot, Breton. I've no problem spilling more of the blood of the Emperor's lackeys. Okay. I can't say I didn't see this coming. I want to put my shield on. He's just gonna... Look, I'm sorry. I have a spear.
You will die.
I wonder if I'll just not be able to hit him. You know what would be funny? I'm gonna absorb his fatigue. Give me that fatigue. If we died, our man here... Oh, wait. We can bring our skeleton out, too. We have like a 77% chance. Oh, he might just kill us, too. That'd be funny.
There is no escape.
Oh, he interrupted our spell. Oh, you know, I'm just lying here. How you doing? Yeah! Get at him! I'm glad he summoned with a blade this time. Get him, skeleton! Get him! I'll sit here. I gotta regain my composure. I don't have anything to restore my fatigue. Well, you know, just trying to hit a man. Don't worry, guys. We did it! Oh, hell yeah. I looked a little dicey there at first, not gonna lie to you. I thought we literally might die. Does they have the ring? There it is. There's some gold on them too. Alright, so, like I said, I don't think that Gwyn would actually loot his corpse, but it's a video game, so we have to do what we have to do. Right. A skill book. Our mercantile's increased to 6. That's actually expensive, so. More gold. Crab meat and stuff. Cool. Alright. Looks like we are hitting about the hour-ish mark. This one was going to be a little longer. I know I'll usually try and stick it to about an hour, though. 45 minutes to an hour for these episodes. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, though. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll definitely pick up from here later on. We'll go turn in this quest and see what else Gwyn can get into. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Once again, this is the first episode, my first thing ever on YouTube. So I definitely appreciate any of the advice you guys got, any feedback and stuff you can give and stuff like that too. So looking forward to getting back into Morrowind with you guys. And yeah, have a nice one.